I don't fill the room with noise like I used to do. I sit with thoughts I tried to drown when I was next to you. I used to fear the quiet like it might break me down. Now I hear the truth more clearly when no one's around. I learned some answers don't arrive when you chase them hard. They show up when you're still and guard your heart. Silence knows me better now than anyone before. It hears the things I never said when you were at the door. I don't hide behind the sound or beg to be found. I finally hear myself. Silence knows me better now. I don't reach for my phone every time I feel alone. I let the moment pass, let the feeling run its course. I stopped explaining my pain to people who don't stay. Some truths feel safer when you don't give them away. Losing you didn't break me, it slowed me down, made me listen to the parts I always drowned out. Silence knows me better now than anyone before. It hears the things I never said when you were at the door. I don't hide behind the sound or beg to be found. I finally hear myself. Silence knows me better now. Silence knows me better now, and I'm learning how to stay with the parts of me that hurt instead of running away. If love ever comes again, I'll meet it where I am, with nothing left to prove. Silence knows me better now. I packed away your letters, said I'd be just fine. Told everyone I'm stronger now than I was that time. The house feels almost normal if I don't look too close. But every corner knows your name, but I can never let you go. They say goodbye means ending, but that's not always true. Some parts of me are still living back with you. I'm still here after goodbye, still learning how to stand. You walked out of my life, but not out of who I am. We almost had it all. I still wonder why I learned to let you go, but I'm still here after goodbye. Your favorite song came on today. I didn't turn it down. Let it play like nothing's wrong, like you're still around. I don't miss the fighting or the nights we cried. I miss the way we almost worked before we ran out of time. watch my phone stay quiet all night long. Didn't feel the need to check that something was wrong. I used to count the hours between me and you. That was before I learned what distance really do. Started letting you leave. I cleared your name from habits I didn't need to keep. Like saving words for you I'd never get to speak. I don't hate what we were, I don't curse what we tried. I just stop waiting for love on the other side. There's a quiet kind of strength choosing not to stay. Not every ending needs one last thing to say. It was the day I stopped reaching out, stopped asking what we could be. I put my heart back in my hands and finally let it breathe. You didn't notice the change, but something shifted in me. It was the day I stopped reaching out and started letting you leave. And learn to stand alone. Some love teaches you when to hold, some when to let it go. If you ever wonder why I faded quietly, it was the day I stopped reaching out and chose myself finally. strangers, wait for signs anymore. Your memory has a place now, it doesn't need the door. I stopped asking empty questions. I already knew the truth. Some things don't fade away, they just change their use. I thought letting go meant losing every part of who we were, but peace came when I realized some love doesn't have to hurt. I made peace with missing you. It doesn't pull me down. I carry you like a chapter I don't have to read out loud. I don't fight the quiet nights or wish for yesterday. I made peace with missing you, and I'm finally okay. I see your face in moments that don't ask me to stay, like songs that pass me gently and drift away. I don't regret the loving or the nights we knew. I just learned how to live my life with the memory of you. There's a grace and understanding what's meant to leave your hands. Not every love is lost, some are simply past. I made peace with missing you. It doesn't pull me down. I carry you like a chapter I don't have to read out loud. I don't fight the quiet nights or wish for yesterday. I made peace with missing you, and I'm finally okay. I made peace with missing you, and that doesn't mean goodbye. It means I learned to love you without asking why. If our paths never cross again, I'll still be proud to say I made peace with missing you, and I'm finally okay. each other's habits like the backs of our hands. Your keys, my coffee cup, right where we planned. We talk about forever like it was close enough, like love just needed time. Time would show up. We weren't lost or broken, just tired on the road. Somewhere between the miles we let the silence grow. We almost made it home. We were right at the door, had our names on the future, just needed a little more. sat there in the quiet with nothing left to say. Your eyes were somewhere else, but you asked me to stay. No words sharp enough to cut what we became. So we let the silence talk and called it being brave. We thought not hurting each other meant we were doing it right, but some love needs the truth, even if it fights. It was the night we didn't fight, didn't scream, didn't cry. We just let the moment pass and called it goodbye. No door slammed shut, no reasons inside. We lost each other slowly on the night we didn't fight. I replay that evening like a scene I can't rewrite. If I'd said what I was feeling, would we still be alive? You reached for your jacket, I watched you turn away. Some things don't end with anger, they just fade. We chose being gentle over being true, and that's the kind of mistake that's like I used to do. It doesn't hurt the same, but it doesn't feel like two. It sits there in my chest like a word I almost choose. Not a wound, not a scar, just a weight I learned to move. I don't miss the chaos or the night's unsure. I miss the way it mattered before I knew better. When your name feels heavy, but not hard to say, I know I've finally changed in a quiet way. It doesn't pull me back, it doesn't pull me down. When your name feels heavy, I know I'm standing now. I see you in old habits I don't bother to break. Some things lose their power when you don't let them stay. I don't ask what you're doing or who you become. That chapter closed itself when I learned to move on. There's a difference between missing what you had and knowing it belongs in the past. When your name feels heavy, not hard to say, I know I finally changed in a quiet way. It doesn't pull me back, it doesn't pull me down. When your name feels heavy, without thinking of you. The house feels less like hiding, more like somewhere I belong. I stop bracing for the ache every time a night feels long. I learned how to breathe again without holding my chest tight. Some wounds don't disappear, they just stop asking for a fight. I kept the door unlocked, but I didn't stand and stare. Not everything unfinished means I'm still waiting there. I didn't close my heart, I just gave it room to move. I kept the door unlocked, but I learned to live without you. Your name doesn't hurt the same when it shows up in my mind. Feels more like a memory than a warning sign. Don't rewrite the ending, wish we tried once more. Some things are meant to stay behind. I knock on every door. I don't confuse forgiveness with letting myself fall. Didn't beg you to stay, didn't ask you to choose. I saw the doubt in your eyes before you spoke the truth. I folded up every dream we never got to try. Sometimes love means knowing when not to ask why. I could have held on tighter, made it harder to leave, but loving you meant setting something free. I let you go with a grace, didn't tear us apart. I kept my pride steady, my broken heart calm. No scenes in the doorway, no last desperate plea. I let you go with a grace, even when it wasn't easy. Pictures, didn't throw them out. Some memories deserve respect even when love runs out. I won't rewrite the ending or poison what we had. Not every goodbye needs anger to prove it was bad. I won't chase your shadow down roads I can't defend. Some love stories end quietly and still mean something. I let you go with grace, didn't tear us apart. I kept my pride steady and my broken heart calm. No scenes in the doorway, no last desperate plea. I let you go with a grace, even when it wasn't easy. I let you go with a grace. Now I'm learning to breathe. Some love doesn't need saving to still be real to me. If you ever look back, hope you remember me as the one who loved you enough to let you leave. image on the walls. No words we can't take back. No broken glass on the floor. No lines we clearly crossed. We did everything right. At least that's how it seemed. But somewhere in the quiet, we stopped being we. We kept saying it's fine, like it meant the same. But love doesn't always lead with someone to blame. Nothing broke, we just ended. No final goodbye scene. We didn't lose our temper, we just lost the dream. I still look for a reason, but none of them fit. Nothing broke between us, we just slowly quit. Off the counter, your side's already clean. Like you planned your leaving long before it was seen. I don't feel angry or betrayed, just tied inside. It's hard to grieve a love that never really died. We were careful till the end, too careful to stay. just slowly quit. Never tested who was right. We learned how to disagree without staying up all night. No words meant to wound us, no scenes we had to hide. Just two people learning how to stand on different sides. I used to think love proved itself by how hard it tried. Sometimes love shows strength by staying kind. It was love that didn't need a fight, didn't need to break or burn. We didn't win or lose the war, we just waited for our turn. No damage left to justify, no scars to make it right. It was real because it didn't hurt. Love that didn't need a fight. Didn't bleed for honesty or cry to feel alive. We spoke the truth in simple ways and let the moment decide. I won't rewrite what we were, I wish we'd pushed it more. Some love knows when to leave without keeping score. I don't measure what we had by how loud it fell apart. Some things matter deeply without leaving marks. It was love that didn't need a fight, hearts meet quietly and still mean everything. If I ever love again, I'll know what feels right. I won't mistake the quiet for a love that needs a fight. The chair you used to sit in still faces the same wall. I never moved it closer, I never moved it at all. Your silence has a weight now, it follows me around. Funny how an empty room can make the loudest sound. I thought once you were gone, the ache would fade in time, but absence has a way of drawing sharper lines. It's a space you left behind that I can't rearrange. No matter how I try, nothing feels the same. You didn't take everything, but you took what mattered most. I learned how to survive in the space you left behind. Your name still lives in habits I don't know how to break, like reaching for your hand when I'm half asleep and late. I fill the hours with people, with noise and borrowed time, but none of it could cover what you left behind. Some love doesn't haunt you with words or with regret. It stays in all the places you haven't touched yet. It's a space you left behind. that taught me how to stand, how to live with what is gone, and still move on again. If I ever love like that, I'll know what's on the line. I'll remember who I was in the space you left behind. Stop checking my phone every time it lights up blue. Stop walking past your street like I used to do. I learned how not to ask who you're with tonight. I learned how not to break every time I hear your name. They say missing someone fades if you give it time, but time just taught me how to hide what's mine. I learned to miss you quietly without letting the world know. I carry you in empty moments I never show. I don't cry in crowded places. I don't beg for truth. I learned to miss you quietly, like grown hearts do. Your coffee cup still fits my hand like it always did. Funny how the smallest things refuse to quit. I don't ask about your life, I don't cross that line, but sometimes I still wonder if you ever miss mine. I smile when they say you're doing okay. Some truths are easier when you don't explain. I learned to miss you quietly miss you quietly, like grown hearts do. Still stand on my feet. Some love doesn't ask to stay, it just learns to leave. If you ever hear my name, hope it sounds like true. I learned to miss you quietly, but I still miss you. Long before it showed, I kept telling myself, this is just how love goes. I read the signs like rumors, I chose not to believe. I stayed when staying cost me more than I could see. I called it being patient, I called it being strong, but deep down I was scared of admitting I was wrong. I stayed longer than I should, held on harder than was fair. I confused being faithful with pretending I wasn't scared. I don't blame you for leaving or myself for the fall. I stayed longer than I should, that's the truth of it all. I kept fixing the silence like it needed my hands. kept lowering my needs so we'd still have a chance. I don't regret the loving or the nights we tried. I regret the moments I left myself behind. There's a fine line between hope and losing who you are. I crossed it without noticing till I'd gone too far. I stayed longer than I should, held on harder than was fair. I confused being faithful with pretending I wasn't scared. I don't blame you for leaving or myself for the fall. I stayed longer than I should. That's the truth of it all. I stayed longer than I should, but I learned what I need. Some love teaches you patience, some teaches you to lead. If I ever face that moment when my heart starts to stall, I'll listen when it whispers, not wait till it falls. even when I don't speak. Your shadow's on the wall every time the night gets weak. I learned how not to call, how to leave things unsaid, but silence has a way of screaming inside my head. I thought time would save me, teach my heart to move on, but it only showed me what it feels like when you're gone. When the silence stayed after you walked away, I knew love doesn't always end with words you say. I held on too long to what we couldn't save. You left with a goodbye, but the silence stayed. Strangers passing me on the street. Every laugh reminds me of what we used to be. I don't blame your leaving or the choices you made. Some loves don't break loudly, they just slowly fade. I tried feeling with reasons and pride. kept on spinning. After we said goodbye, the room felt oddly quiet, but I didn't ask why. Your coat was on the chair, like the night before. Funny how the end of us didn't close the door. We sat there in the echo of what we used to be, letting the music say what we couldn't speak. After the last slow song, we just sat there still. No tears left to fall, no need to feel. We didn't make it harder, we didn't try to be strong. We just let the moment pass. After the last slow song, the clock kept on moving, like nothing had changed. But everything between us was suddenly strange. I don't regret the dancing or the words we got wrong. Some love ends quietly when the music's gone. There's a kind of peace you find when you stop holding on, when the truth arrives softly like a fading song. After the last slow song, we just sat there still. No tears left to fall, no need to feel. We didn't make it harder, we didn't try to be strong. We just let the moment pass. After the last slow slow song. Never called it something that we'd have to defend. No promises to break, no future to pretend. We lived in borrowed moments in time we didn't claim. It wasn't love out loud, but it felt the same. We kept our voices low, like truth might overhear. Some feelings grow the strongest when you keep them near. We love between the lines when no one else could see. Not yours, not mine, just something in between. We didn't ask for more, we didn't cross the line. We loved between the lines, and that was enough at the time. We learned each other's silence better than our names. We knew when not to talk and when to stay the same. No pictures on the mantle, no stories told too loud, but every look you gave me was saying it out loud. We held back just enough to keep the world outside. Sometimes love survives by staying undefined. We love between the lines when no one stopped believing, we just stopped pretending that love would stay the same without ever bending. The laughter came less often, the silence stayed too long. Nothing sharp enough to notice, nothing clearly wrong. We held on to the memory of how it used to feel, mistaking what was familiar for something still real. It was the kind of love that fades, not broken, not betrayed. No storm to run from, no mess to clean away. Just a quiet letting go of what we couldn't save. It wasn't love that failed us, it was a kind of love that fades. We kept showing up politely, like habit was enough. We confused staying comfortable with being in love. I don't blame you for leaving, or myself for the doubt. Some things don't end suddenly, they slowly run out. I used to fear this ending, like it meant we were wrong. Now I see we were just human, trying to hold on. It was the kind of love that fades, not broken, not betrayed. No storm to run from, no mess to clean away. Just a quiet letting go of what we couldn't save. It wasn't love that failed us, it was the kind of love that fades. It wasn't the kind of love that fades, and that doesn't mean it lied. It meant it lived its moment and gently said goodbye. If I ever love again, I won't be afraid. I'll know some hearts are grateful, even when love fades.